Emery, who also has a great love of the Chesapeake Bay, said, you know, if you could do something that relates to the Chesapeake Bay and would benefit this area and raise awareness of the plight of the bay and the preservation of the bay, that would be really good. So we kind of launched onto that project. I had met Craig Lavin at a guitar show a number of years back. Craig is an inlay artist who specializes in marine inlays. And he was the perfect choice for doing the inlay work. So I contacted him, and he was excited about doing the project, so we collaborated, the three of us. We actually met with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization, to get their sponsorship. And so the premise of the project was to build a series of 6 guitars, each one individual scene that relates to the bay, whether it be herons or osprey or fish, blue crabs. So I built the guitars, Craig did the inlay work, and Emery supported the efforts here in his store. We're also providing a substantial donation for each guitar directly to the foundation as they're sold. They are like more a small jumbo, a 16-inch lower bout, OM style guitar, you know, with the pulled-in waist, and then each one has a unique scene that covers a good bit of the fretboard as well as the headstock. There's a heron sunset, which depicts a heron on the headstock coming down through the fretboard into a close-up shot of a heron in the grasses. There's Ladies' Night, which is a depiction of the blue crabs, female blue crabs out foraging at night. That's why it's called Ladies' Night. There is the Duke and Duchess, which is a pair of woodland ducks highlighted on the headstock of the guitar. There's a Last Light, which was the last in the series that we built, which is a sunset horizontal on the fretboard with the silhouetted seagulls flying off into the sunset. There's also the Fisherman, which is an osprey coming in from the side. The outstretched wingtips are up on the headstock, and the head and the talons and the waterline are on the fretboard with the unsuspecting fish about to be eaten. Stars and Stripers, that was the last guitar, which was kind of a little bit of play on words because it's a combination. The headstock shows the Francis Scott Key buoy, which sits at the Patapsco River mouth, right, that leads into the Chesapeake Bay here in Baltimore. And it is a you know, blue star or white stars on a blue field at the top of the buoy with red and white stripes. But down on the fretboard are the striped bass, which are indigenous to this area, and a starfish in the lower corner, which is also indigenous to the bay, a species that's indigenous to the bay. So Craig was very faithful to local flora and fauna to make sure that he was true to the species that live here and that are endangered. I've always had a love of woodworking and was kind of a hobbyist throughout my teenage up to my early adult years. And I worked in the computer industry for about 30 years and you just reach a point where you've had enough, and was inspired by a friend excuse me, who said he was building a guitar. And I thought, what a great way to kind of marry a love of woodworking with a love of music. I play guitar, and so I saw that as a really nice marriage of all those interests.